Guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here, and welcome to another FIFA 20 video. Today, I'm going to be doing, it's more of a little public service announcement. I'm doing you guys a little bit of a favor. I am going to be taking a look at some of the ratings of all the players in the biggest teams in football, and also maybe a couple of other teams as well. Because, of course, at the current moment, player ratings are being released. They are coming out. And they're only showing, obviously, some of the top 50 in Ultimate Team. But I've got my hands on FIFA 20 at an Ultimate Team capture event and on a final build of the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the ratings that you see here are final. These are the ratings that these players are going to have when FIFA 20 comes out, I assure you. That's what I've been told throughout this entire event. All the Ultimate Team ratings and the ratings in the game are pretty much 100%. Some may be updated about a week on in career mode, for example. You might see a couple of pretty sketchy ratings and some ratings that maybe you don't agree with. Some players maybe have had really good starts to their season and deserve to go up a little bit, and so you will see those ratings maybe go up eventually over time. But what you see here, these are going to be the base ratings when the game comes out. And so, because the last time I played FIFA 20 and I was doing career mode, we didn't have those ratings, I thought, let's go through the team sheets of all the big teams. We're going to start off with the top 6 in the Premier League so far. We just took a look at Arsenal. Now we're going to move across and have a look at Chelsea as well. And of course, as you can see, plenty of other players in there, and you know, they've got so many younger loanee players that they've pretty much had to rely on and actually bring into the team now. Looking at Liverpool, Alisson is 89 rated, you beauty. Salah is at a 90, Mane's at an 88, and a few other big names. Van Dijk's hit a 90 overall, which I'd say fair enough, pretty accurate. I mean, the talk about Van Dijk has gotten to a point which is so crazy now, I think. I mean, we get it, he's very good, and a 90 is deserved, but holy shit, some people talk about him like he's the fucking second coming at this point. Yeah, no, it's mental. We have Divock Origi only on a 78. I would have thought, alright, come on. Maybe he's just, I know that he's never really been a class player or anything, and like before, he became an absolute freak of, like an absolute god. In Liverpool anyway, that he was actually like significantly struggling for game time and for form and stuff. But yeah, there you go. Now moving over to Man City. He's just a clutch player, ain't he? Manchester City, the current champions. Look at that front three. You've got Bernardo Silva at 87, David Silva 88, Sterling's 88. You've got Aguero at an 89. De Bruyne is a 91 overall. Pretty impressive considering that, you know, he missed a pretty considerable amount of last season, yet there you go. Rodri, one of their new signings, is 85. Gabriel Jesus at an 82. Maybe I thought it could have been a shout of getting a little higher there. Cancelo at a 84 as well. And then some of the younger players too. Now, if we're talking about Leroy Sané as well, 86. If we're talking about the career mode sense, you know, with the younger players and the dynamic potential, you could literally pick any of these players up and hopefully turn them into a star. Looking at Manchester United now, a lower overall, like it's a very low-rated Manchester United team, isn't it? Way lower than it has been before. But one of the big standouts here, look at Daniel James, a left midfielder, 72 overall. This guy has had an unbelievable start to the season, scoring 3 goals in like his first 3 Premier League appearances or something. He's been on fire. Yet he's only going to, at the beginning of the game, be 72 overall. I think that's going to get a fair few Man United fans a little bit worked up. But like I said at the beginning of this video, guys, there will be updates that come out almost immediately. Like only a few days, maybe a week after the game comes out. Now, moving on from, you know, you compare that very low-rated Man United team to this. Look at this Tottenham Hotspur team. You've got Kane, you got Eriksen, Alderweireld and Vertonghen at 87, Heung-min Son's 87, Lloris 88. That is a monster Tottenham team. They have been well looked after, and it's hard to argue with a lot of the ratings, to be fair. I know Eriksen's very good. I'm not sure if he's an 88 though. I know Heung-min Son is good, and I think maybe 87 is probably accurate there actually, but still, a lot of very highly rated players there. You've got to be pretty happy, I would imagine, with that if you're a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I'm just going to say. Even their bench looking absolutely class. You've got a lot to call upon there. Younger players that are going to start and come up as well. If you're going to do a career mode, they're a team that you could probably start off with and just do bits with immediately. But now we'll move away from England really quickly. Let's take a look at some of the other bigger teams, the bigger clubs from outside of England. Looking at PSG to start, you've got Cavani and Mbappe. Neymar's at a 92 overall despite missing a considerable amount of time. He hasn't exactly dropped off in rating. I'd have thought maybe you could have taken him down at least one. He definitely should still be 90, I think, in my opinion, just off of, history and what he's done prior. But regardless, though, he's 92 still. Verratti Herrera's gone, obviously, to PSG. He's 82. I'm starting to notice Thiago Silva is dropping off a bit, and Marquinhos is almost maybe one day going to overtake him with his overall. It could happen soon. Idrissa Gana Gueye obviously went to PSG as well. And looking at their bench, look at Jesse Rodriguez. Poor guy, 75 and just muling in the reserves. Munir at 82 on the bench as well. Not bad. You've got now Borussia Dortmund we're going to take a look at. Very nice, highly rated players. And they've done Royce very nicely as well to be an 88. Although that's probably pretty fair, relatively accurate. Axel Witsel, 85. For a guy that I swore the last club that had him let him go for free. And now look at that. Mental. Hummel's 87 as well. Piszczek's still there at 81. Of course, Akanji, 83. Jadon Sancho is at an 84. And I got to be honest, even with the start that Sancho has had this season, he could be a little bit like a Daniel James. You've got an 84 rated Sancho. Now that's pretty decent, obviously. But even with how he's playing, you could almost argue an 85. I think 86 would be a bit crazy, but even 84, even like that 84 is bloody good. But I still think you could even argue that he should probably be upgraded as well, maybe along with Daniel James. But Daniel James, for me, I think at the very minimum has to be 75 now from what we've seen. Moving over to another German club, we have got Bayern Munich now. Neuer at 88, still 33 years of age, and I know that he's not exactly occupied the conversation of best goalkeeper in the world in recent years, but still maintaining a high overall. Thiago Silva, Coutinho now there as well at an 86. Lewandowski is 89. And I'd argue, man, I tell you what, you could almost have Lewandowski at a 90. I still think he's the best striker in the world, not Harry Kane. I still think it belongs to Lewandowski just. So I personally would have given him a 90, but to have him and Kane on the same overall, I say fair enough. You look at the reserves, though, of Bayern Munich, there were not many players in there. I'm intrigued by that. I don't know if that maybe is their complete squad, but it is all their ratings, regardless. You do have now, and you will see, of course, it's not the completed squads either. Some transfers are yet to be made. The ratings are final, though. Szczesny at an 86. Chiellini, obviously, is injured, which sucks for him. 89 overall, and they're going to miss him. So De Ligt's going to get the start, and he's 85 this game, which is quite interesting. You got Higuain at an 85, Mandzukic 84, Ronaldo moved out to left wing at 93, Dybala at an 88 overall. So again, quality players for Juventus, or should I technically say Piemonte Calcio, and their bench as well. Got some good players in there too. You've got Aaron Ramsey at an 83. And look at their bench. You had Buffon, Matuidi, and some others. You can obviously pause and stop and take a slightly better look if you'd really like to. Jan Oblak, 91. You've got Felipe and Jimenez. The midfield, of course, looking a little light now that they've lost Rodri, but they've still got Thomas Partey and Saul Niguez as well. Lamar and Koke has moved to the right midfield position. João Felix is an 80 overall. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Morata is an 83 as well. I think to give João Felix an 80 at this stage, I think that's fair. I think that is fine. Yes, we probably think he's quite possibly a lot higher than that. Maybe not mid-80s, I would say, but maybe like an 82 or an 83 probably right now. But you've still got to give him a bit of time. Looking at their bench, looking at their reserves, they've got a bloke called Montero who's got like the sickest goggles in the game at a 68 overall. If he had a 69 overall, then that man would have just been my king. Looking at Barcelona now. We've got two more clubs left. Barcelona and Real Madrid will be after this. Ter Stegen at a 90. I think that's a fair shout. He is one of the best goalkeepers in the game. Longley, Piqué, Semedo and Alba. That's a solid little back four right there. Busquets, Rakitic, De Jong, Griezmann's an 89. Suarez is 89. Messi at a 94. No surprises there. He is the highest rated player in the game, and rightfully so. Ronaldo dropping down to a 93. And you also have Dembele, 84 overall. Vidal's still got a pretty high overall. Umtiti, Robertson, Junior Firpo, who they signed from Real Betis as well. Neto is a bloody good overall as well. Imagine having an 85 rated backup goalkeeper. That is honestly like, what do you say? That's like my career modes. I just have two absolutely class goalkeepers on the bench. Like, it's almost not even fair. But you see that Dembele, of course, has got those Neymar-like stats. 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. I feel like that is only accurate. But for me, this team, this is probably one of the, if not deadliest, like I would say, squad in the whole game. And this isn't going to change around all too much, I wouldn't imagine either. And finally, we have got Courtois and Real Madrid, 88 overall. Ramos and Varane, 85. Marcelo and Carvajal, the fullbacks, are also 85. This is also up there, I would say. It's either Barcelona or Real Madrid, who I think have got the best squad in FIFA. Jovic on the bench there. Isco and James Rodriguez too. Bale is in the reserves, mulling. Asensio, Militao, Mendy. Okay, I'll tell you what, it is probably a tie, I would like to think, still between Barcelona and Real Madrid, but quality players all over the park, all over the pitch. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. I mean, we'll take a look at the reserves of Real Madrid super quickly. A few others in there that you may recognize, like, of course, Rodrigo is 76. You've got Kubo and Valverde, 77 and 70 overall for Kubo. We'll be interested to see how he's going to go. He could be a good Carimo pickup. But now I'm just going to have a quick little swipe through all the Premier League starting 11 teams just super quickly for anyone that might want to know. And we've looked at all the big clubs. I'll just have a really quick breeze over the starting 11s of the Premier League teams as well. But feel free to pause and take a slightly more in-depth look if your team is one of these teams. But that, I think, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for me. A little video I wanted to just chuck together because I felt like all the ratings are coming out, all the bigger ratings are coming out, but this is a slightly more in-depth look at all the ratings for all the somewhat bigger clubs, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Until the next one, my name is MasterBucks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.